Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I have a Dollar Tree Valentine's Day DIY collaboration with my friend Zana from OK at Home DIY. Definitely check her channel out. I will have her listed in my description box. She does tons of DIYs and crafts, challenges. She takes little trash to treasure and even does makeover flips. And here is one of her latest projects that she did make using the crates from the Dollar Tree and paint stir sticks and this faux scale. She is so talented and crafty. Let her know that I did send you. And this is two of the three DIYs that we are going to make today. And here are some of the supplies that you will need. These are the dog trimmers. And I had this mason jar on hand, so I decided to use it and some ribbon from the Dollar Tree, as well as a sanding sponge and hot glue and some florals. So I actually only have $2.50 in this project with the florals. So once I took it outside and sprayed it with Rust-Oleum in the color Colonial Red, I did bring it back in after it was thoroughly dried. I even sprayed the inside of the jar and I brought it back in and took my sanding sponge to distress this just to make it look more weathered, have a bit more texture. And I go all around that, even on the bottom, anywhere that there's wording or anything sticking up. And that's just what I'm showing you here. And then once you finish sanding that and distressing it, go ahead and take a damp cloth and wipe that down. And that way you can see where you have truly distressed and it gets that excess residue off as well. And I love to use those cutting boards, the plastic cutting boards underneath my hot glue gun. So if it does drip, it's just going to drip onto that cutting board and not the floor, which definitely needs to be sanded. So I go ahead and take the burlap ribbon with the lace in the middle and I just crease it right there where it's going to meet. Go ahead and snip that off. And then I personally use a push pin to hold my ribbon back together. Just keeps it nice and tidy. Especially since I don't personally have a craft room, it makes it easier for me to find these items. Now note, I did put a line of glue on the ribbon. And this is for a reason. It's easier for me to find the correct placement. And I feel like you have a little more movement with this. You can move it around a bit more than if you glued it directly to the glass. And then make sure that it's nice and centered. It looks like I'm pulling it up a bit too high there, but I go ahead and get it centered properly, pull it back, add another line of glue, and glue that down as well. Pretty self-explanatory, but this does turn out absolutely beautiful. I love the ribbon, the fact that it's frayed at the bottom edges. So just showing you that there. And what I love to do with these florals when I'm cutting them, and here I will show you on camera, I pull up all the greenery because I like to keep that on there. I think the greenery adds an extra touch, and I spread each individual, I'm going to stem, there you go, each individual stem out. Just makes it easier to cut and control. And I will say those dog nail trimmers, they really work great on these florals. I really did love those. Those are roses from the Dollar Tree. Pretty much everything is from the Dollar Tree except for the Rust-Oleum paint. I got these after Christmas for 50 cents, but I absolutely love the ivory and cream tones in this DIY, and it makes it neutral and you could use year round, not just for Valentine's Day. It and here is the larkspur. I love using this. It droops, it adds a lot of texture. It also gets high in dimension. It just adds a lot to a floral arrangement. So I love using those as well, just various different ones. So once Valentine's Day is over, I can remove those roses and use on another DIY, and I can keep it like this year round. And that's what I love about these types of DIYs. So now just arranging those berries. No florist here by any means. And I don't know if you noticed in the first shot of this, but I did decide to add some jute twine to the neck of the bottle and also a lace bow. Super proud that I was able to make my own very pretty bow. And here's where I'm like, I would love that year round, just like that. Of course, with the jute added and the bow. But we all want that hint of romance that everybody's seeking for Valentine's Day, so we absolutely have to add our roses. So go ahead and put those in. And I think this turned out gorgeous and stunning. Definitely something I would use in my home decor year round. You could even change this out at Christmas and use it then too. So there are some of the pictures before I added the bow, but I think I include a picture with the bow soon. Well, no, actually, we're going to move on to DIY number 2. So I am just using 2 of the plastic chargers. I'm trying to show you there, but the lighting is too bright and you can't see that. And originally I was going to use the paint. I'm going to tell you guys, skip this whole process. It was a complete waste of time. I was going to do a dry brush technique, and what I am making is a tier tray. So I wanted it to look weathered, and I thought the acrylic paint would work for that using like a dry brush technique, and that's what I'm showing you here. But like I said, this does not work, and here is why. The surface is way too slick and way too shiny for that paint to adhere, and it wipes right off. So just showing you the plastic cutting board underneath. Also, don't forget those thumbs up. They help the channel to continue to grow, and I definitely appreciate them. Also, go over, check out Zana's at OK at Home DIY and give her a thumbs up as well. So just showing you that here, that I go all the way around. That is the candle holder that I did also paint in the colonial red, and that will be the stand for the tier tray. So I have made a tier tray very similar to this in black back in the summer, long time ago, but I thought it was a very clever idea using these chargers. I think they're beautiful anyway. That is the end result using the paint. But again, like I said, that would come off so super quick. So, and it's still too shiny, does not match my home decor. And that's when I decided to break out the sanding sponge once again and go over not just the trays, but even the candle holder that I did take outside and spray paint. And we're just going to lightly distress that, but especially where it's going to be glued down, so that if it's a rougher surface, the glue just adheres better. And then wipe that off with the damp cloth as well. Again, I love that weathered look. So now I'm going to take my sanding sponge to these very shiny chargers, and I'm just going to keep going around those. I picked these up at Christmas time, but I love the deep red colors, and I just held on to them knowing that I wanted to make the tier tray. Wasn't sure when, but perfect timing. So I'm just showing you that I even go in the center. And look at that. I was kind of scared that it would look scratched, but it doesn't, you guys. It looks distressed. It looks old and worn and aged. And that is the look that I am definitely going for. I go over the corners, the edges, especially those little bumps and any grooves. I go over a bit heavier. I even do the back, and look at that. See, it already looks weathered, and the bottom part is going to show because it is a two-tier tray. Also, make sure that you sand the back as well at the center point. That way it will adhere better. And I did do that as well. And I also wiped that off afterwards. I didn't show that on camera. But just getting my center point here, deciding which way I want that to go, this way or that way. I decided you would definitely have more room on your tier tray if you put it that way, the way that it comes. Decide which tray I want to use. There is a dimple in those trays as well, which is awesome because it gives you a center point. So you don't have to struggle with, is this straight? Is it crooked? So at first I put the glue in the middle. Definitely put the glue where it's going to adhere. But what I am using is a combination of E6000 and hot glue. Now note, I only put the E6000 in certain places and then the hot glue in the other spots where the E6000 is not. That way you get a quick hold, but you also get a permanent hold. Here is where I really go step by step with you. So you see, I'm just placing it here and there, and in the places I did not put it, I put the hot glue. That way, not only will I have a quick hold, but I will have a very long term hold, which is what I want. And again, for only $3, I already had the candle holder, so truly this only cost me $2 to make. But if you wanted to make one, it would only cost you $3. And this turned out so super pretty. I'm showing you here the combination again of E6000 on hot glue. I even go around the candle stand or holder with that same technique. Get my center point, get that lined up nice and straight, and there it is. I apply a little pressure, but then I go ahead and add a miniature vacuum that you can purchase from Amazon. I don't have any type of affiliate link, but you can just go straight on there and Google that. I set that to the side for a moment to let it dry, that glue everything to adhere nicely, and then I decide it just something missing. So I go ahead and I found this rosette in my craft stash, and I decided I wanted to add that. Valentine's Day doesn't have to be all about hearts, so this is where I decided I'm going to add a flower. It's still super sweet and romantic. A beautiful tier tray for Valentine's Day. You could decorate this so many different ways. Didn't realize my head was in the shot as much as it was. You definitely see my floors need sand up, but there it is. And check it out. It looks like a little flower, does it not? I think that is so super cute. and just what it needed. Now, let me know your thoughts, comments, what you think about this two-tier tray, and I will show you in a second how we decorate this. But on to DIY number 3. I picked up, this is the Goo Gone to get off those pesky stickers from the Dollar Tree. This was a candle holder that I picked up back at Christmas as well with this DIY in mind. It is iridescent, it's a votive holder, and then one of the glass holders. And I told you during a haul, if you watched that, that I had this DIY in mind. I actually buffed that just a little bit because that Goo Gone made it so oily even after I washed it. And I went around the top of that candle as well. Again, just to give that glue something to really attach to. I don't know why I did the bottom at all. I don't know if I was thinking I had paint on it or what, but yeah, just go around where it's going to touch with the glue. Don't scratch it, but that's the bottom. So again, using the same combination of E6000 and hot glue, and you'll see here, just here and there, and then adding the hot glue. And then attach the other candle holder. And I was like, that is a cute, simple DIY for only $2 in itself. But the iridescent was so super pretty. And I remembered I had this beautiful glitter ribbon. I also grabbed one of these candles that I had from the Dollar Tree. So I decided to use that glitter ribbon. The camera's not, again, doing it justice, but I decided to give it a border and even a small, simple bow. This is self-adhesive, guys, and I'm just showing you that here. I did not even use hot glue at all. I love this ribbon. It is extremely textured and it turns out so pretty. So here is the little bow that I did make. Again, it's very hard to see there, but once I get it on, you will be able to see it better. So pleased with how these both turned out. I think this is just a simple, easy DIY, but it is ever so elegant, shabby chic, and you could truly step it up from there. But I go ahead and I add one of the candles to it. These things flicker and they are absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I turn off the light for you. Look how pretty that is. So I go ahead and stick it on my tier tray, but again, it doesn't match my everyday decor, but there it is, and there is the tray. Not decorated, not just yet, guys. Give me just 1 second and I will show it to you. Everything decorated. Sorry about the lighting right there, but there it is. I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. All 3 of the DIYs turned out wonderful. I was even going to make another one, but I decided this was enough. This was beautiful. It turned out very, very beautiful. I love it. And again, when you're crafting, that's what is important. And here are some just different shots that I took of it. But I truly want you to see it decorated. There it is with the mason jar. And then I did add that bow, the lace bow, as I told you, with the jute around it. That is so cute. And both of those match my everyday decor. And there is the two-tier tray all decorated for Valentine's Day. And again, don't forget to check out OK at Home DIY with Zana. And until the next time, I will see you then. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you and have a great day.